Hello, everyone. My name is Professor Hubbard or Mr. Hubbard. Whatever you would like to call me is perfectly fine. At the high school I teach at, they call me Mr. Hubbard. At the university I teach at, they call me Professor Hubbard. What I want to do to start is to kind of give you a little bit of information about myself as well as go over the course with you so you can kind of know what's going on so you're not just lost through the whole thing. So it's actually me explaining to you. So to start off, like I already said, my name is Mr. Hubbard, Professor Hubbard, whatever you would like to call me. I am originally from Dallas, Texas, and, well, a small town around there, Archer City, Texas, about an hour and a half away from Dallas. So I came off to college to go to West Texas A&M University. When I went off to West Texas A&M University, I got my bachelor's degree in communication, and I also got my master's degree in communication. And currently, I'm in the middle of my doctorate degree in communication as well, so hopefully in a couple years, you can call me Dr. Hubbard. Let's hope. When I was at West Texas A&M University, I met my wife, and we have been married for about 3 years now. And in March, we will be expecting our first son, if you do not count our dog, Oliver, who acts like our kid a lot, and he's always around me. So if you ever see a dog in the video, his name is Oliver. So, again, I am now living here, and I teach at Extension Academy, which is a high school, college prep school. So I teach there full-time, and I also teach part-time at West Texas A&M University, and I teach communication studies there as well. And then I'm now teaching this class at OPSU for just this semester to help out since the class was over full. And who knows, I might be teaching again next semester. But for now, that's a little bit about me. To go ahead and start more on the course, I have a course description and course overview uploaded through the syllabus and all of that you can look at for more information. But I'm basically just going to go over that real quick. So it starts off with basically my information. So there's my information. There's my office number at Ascension Academy. You can call me there, but I recommend you emailing me. And make sure you email me at chubbard92@gmail.com. And that's on the syllabus as well. I am able to respond to that one a lot faster, and you are able to get a faster response, and I will actually check that one very frequently. Now, if I'm in class or I'm in a meeting, different things like that, you won't get such a fast response, but normally I can respond within the same day. Okay, and then there's the textbook that you need. Make sure you order that. We will be basing a lot of the class and the lectures and the tests and everything off the textbook. Okay, now then it just kind of tells you about the course objective and the course description and the course content, and that's all stuff that you can read. Now, the next thing I want to cover is the speech procedures. You'll be giving 4 speeches in my class. 1 will be ungraded, 3 will be graded. The first one is going to be an introduction speech. You'll be doing that the second to third week, and I basically want to know a little bit about you. You will be doing something called a brown bag speech. I will explain it more, and I will actually demonstrate one for you, okay? So you can do the brown bag speech, and that one's not graded. The other 3 we will cover in a little bit, but make sure that you submit them on time, you follow them in a timely manner, different things like that. You are having this class because it's basically a public speaking class. So make sure that you actually do your speeches, because if you do not do your speeches, you'll probably fail. Okay, course policy. It's kind of hard to have attendance in a class that's online. So what we're going to be doing is you will submit a discussion post. Every week I will, first of all, every week I will upload a video. It will be me probably in front of a PowerPoint board or something like that, explaining the lesson that week. I do not believe that you should read the textbook and try to learn that way. If you are one who's great at reading the textbook and learning that way, awesome. That's one opportunity for you to do it. Another way that I would like to do it is me explaining and talking about it, just in case that you are not one who can read the textbook and automatically know all the information. So I will post about 10 to 15 minute videos, very short videos of some quick lessons. I might ask you to go watch another video. It might be a movie speech, or I like to use movies and current events that are going on. So I ask you to go watch a movie. Then you can go use that movie to learn more about the class, and the prompt might be from that. At the very end of it, I will be asking a prompt. You then go to the discussion post. The discussion post will be asking you a question that has something to do with the lecture and the lesson that we are learning that week. With that, you will then go and you will answer that discussion question, okay? You will need to answer 1, just respond once from it, and then you need to find 2 classmates to do it from. So what I mean by that is you will respond to the prompt, If I ask you a question, you respond with your answer. Then you go find 2 classmates to see what they said, and you then give a response to their answer. Now, you do not need to do a response that says, cool, that sounds great, or, oh, I agree, good idea. I want it to be a little bit more detailed than that. It doesn't have to be something extravagant, but it does not need to be something basic, such as a 1 to 2 word answer. Okay? The attendance points are worth 10 points total. And in the syllabus, it has the points breakdown, okay? But it's worth 10 points total. And then with that 10 points, half of it is if you did the 3 posts that I asked you to, your 1 and your 2 responses. That's 3 total. 1 plus 2 is 3. Whoa, I know, big math. Okay? And then the other 5 points out of that 10 is from your actual words and what you're saying, so the content within it. Now, moving on, you also have participation. Since this is a communication class, activities and discussion and a lot of that's a big part of it. Being an online class, it's a little bit more difficult to do all of that. So I have created many different activities for you to do each week. These activities will range from doing a scavenger hunt, from doing just a short reflection of the communication process. So that's what you'll be doing throughout the weeks. The participation is worth 20 points total. You can do it by yourself. You can do it with a friend. It does not matter to me. You just need to do it to make sure you get the points. And with that, I'm trying to do this so the textbook information can actually be applied to what you're doing, and you can actually be doing different things from it and actually possibly enjoying what you're doing and learning from it, okay? Now, let's go into turning in late assignments. I will accept late assignments, but realize that there will be points deducted. I believe in immediate feedback, so I will try my best to get you immediate feedback. Once you submit a paper, I want to have it back to you pretty soon. That being said, when I get a paper submitted to me, if I have all the papers graded, and then you want to turn in a paper after I've graded all the other 23 classmates, then I should not have to grade your paper being that late. I still will take it if it's a little late, but realize that I do not have to. And I'm being kind on doing that, okay? But for this class, if you submit it a little bit late, that is okay, but realize that there are going to be point deductions. 1 day late is 10% of your grade. 2 days, 20%. 3 days, 30%, okay? Which makes 6 days, 60%. If you didn't get that math, write it down. Go ask a math friend or a math teacher. You'll get it, I promise, okay? Class behavior. We're not in class, but basically what I'm saying is when we're on discussion, do not tell someone something rude or to F off or anything like that. Never be disrespectful in discussion posts. If I see you disrespectful in your discussion posts, you will, for 1, get a 0 that week in whatever discussion post it was, and 2, you'll be a warning. And if you do it twice, I will ask you to leave the classroom, and you will no longer be getting graded for the class, okay? So written assignments. When you write assignments, you're in college, so I expect you to have a typical essay format, a intro, a body, and a conclusion. I want to see that. I want to see that you actually know how to write a paper. I am not the best writer or speller. I promise you, if you have some misspellings in there, I might not catch them because I am awful at spelling, which I understand that. If you're not that great at spelling, that's okay. If you're not that great at writing, that's okay. We'll work through it. But I want to see that you've at least tried and you at least put the best ability that you can have. Okay, so make sure you write it in a good essay format. Okay, there's the Writing Center. There's different things online that can help you out. You're in college. Let's kind of step it up a little bit. If you struggle with writing and you let me know, I can help you. I don't mind proofing your papers and saying, hey, here's what you can improve on. Okay, I definitely needed that when I was in school, and I still do. So I'm all about helping other people. So let me know and we can do that. Okay, speech attire. When you give your... when you're giving a speech and when you're writing, make sure you cite. If you do not cite something, that's called plagiarism, and you are plagiarizing. Okay, so do not do that. That is expulsion, basically. You can be kicked out of the university. Do not have that. That is not your own words, and that's the same as stealing something from the movies or stealing something from a store or something like that. So you're stealing someone else's words. Just give credit where credit is due. I use APA citation, okay? You can go on there and look it up. You can use Purdue OWL. They're great. I will tell you right now, do not use the library's citation all the time. It's great, but when you use it, when they publish it, they use the APA citation that's there. And in a couple years of APA updates, then the library does not update all of them. So sometimes they're a little off, and you can get some points deducted because they're a little off. So make sure you look at the citation. Again, I'm not expecting I'm not expecting all perfect citations. So let's just kind of work through it. Now, speech attire. When you're giving speeches, I do not want hats. I do not want to see skimpy clothes. I do not want to see you wearing something that is showing off your butt or your whatever. Okay? I do not want to see that in speeches. Make sure you dress professionally. I'm not saying that, guys, you have to wear a suit and tie, and girls that you have to wear a pencil skirt with a sports jacket or something like that. But look nicer. Right now, I'm just in a kind of a casual button-up shirt. This is great speech attire. When you give your speeches, right now I'm sitting down. When I give my lectures, I will not be sitting down. You need to stand up. I would like to see your hands, your hand gestures, all of that. When you look, I will have rubrics posted, and that's what I'll be grading from. So make sure you have all of that. If you're sitting down and I can't see your hands or something like that for the rubric, you're going to get a 0 on that section, which could end up you making a B or even an F on your speech because you were not standing up or you're not wearing the correct attire. Okay? Now, academic misconduct, just behave. Okay? You know how to do it. It's an online class. Should be very simple. Okay? If you have any disabilities, let me know. The university has some things to help you out. We can get you connected to all of those. Plagiarizing, we already talked about it. Okay? Moving down on the syllabus. Now, attendance. We already talked about how that grade works. Same with participation. Now, you will have 3 speeches, and it'll explain the speeches, and I'll explain them more in detail. But you have the demonstration speech, which is 50 points. You then have informative speech, which is 100 points. And then you have the persuasive speech, which is 150 points. Every single one of them, I need a typed outline because that's 20 extra points for you. If you give me a typed outline, you automatically get some points. I'll go over outlining and what I'm looking for in the outlines, okay? And then you're going to have speaker critique. On this, I want you to find a speaker and I want you to critique them. It could be your friend who's giving a speech. It could be your pastor. It could be another teacher. You need to give me a speaker critique. I will upload a rubric of what I'm looking for and the questions that you need to answer on there. So make sure you give that. And then with that, you can upload that at any time. It's due at the very end of the semester, or close to the end, not the very end. So you can submit it the first week, you can submit it the third week, you can submit it the very last week that it's due. You can do it right away or kind of procrastinate and do it. Whatever you're best at, go for it. Okay? And then for quizzes, you're going to have quizzes throughout. They're going to be very basic. They're going to be open book, open notes. So make sure you have all that available when you're taking the quizzes, okay? Now for the midterm, same thing. Midterm and finals. They are going to be open book, open note. They're online. So I'm expecting you to use your notes, to use all your resources. Because in life, you don't have to memorize stuff. You are able to use your resources. Now, since it's going to be open book, open note, and it's an online class, I am not going to have a lot of multiple choice questions. I'm going to have more of essay formats. We're going to answer questions. A lot of my classes, I'm very concerned about the reasoning why. Okay, I do not care about if you know the right answer. I want to know why you know the right answer, how you know the right answer. So make sure you tell me that. Okay? The very last page of your syllabus, it shows all of the grades that I'll be taking in the class. It'll show how many points they're available and how many points total. So for the participation, there are 10 points each. I'm taking 14 of them, so that's 140 total. At the very end, there are 1,000 possible points in my class. If you get 900 to 1,000 points, you get an A in the class. Okay, the rest of the scale is right there. So basically, you just look at the scale and see where you fit in. If you have a 9 in front, the 9 is your very first number, you get it's a 90, basically. If it's an 8, it's an 80, okay? If you are ever concerned of how to look at what your grade is, it's always the top grade divided by the bottom grade, okay? However many points you have for however many total points that you could have got, okay? Now, for this class, I just really want you to make sure that you are doing the participation grades, that you are doing the discussion, the attendance, and all of that. If you do those, you turn in your speeches on time, and you do all of that, you should be able to make a decent grade in the class. You should be able to make an easy grade in the class. I want to make this a classroom where you're not just having to come on and do all this random work. I want to make sure you're reading the book and then applying it into real life. So make sure that you're doing that, because if not, this class will be pointless for you and you might not get that great of a grade. But if you are doing it, I think that this class, you can have some good outcomes. If you ever need me, just remember, I would recommend emailing me. Use my Gmail, okay? If you use my student email. If you use my faculty email, I do not check that, okay? So make sure you message me either through my Gmail, or if you want to use my West Texas A&M University email, I check those on a daily basis. So make sure you use those. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Basically, I just wanted to explain the course, tell you a little bit about myself. I will have more of these to come on and explain a little bit more through lectures. Make sure you watch each of the lectures. Sometimes I might give you some free points in the middle of a lecture if I say, hey, if you submit this, you get a free point. So make sure you watch that. Make sure you do those, because if you do those then and you talk about in your participation, you can do it. When I use the PowerPoint, my PowerPoints are going to be a little wordy. I don't like wordy PowerPoints, but for this, I'm making sure they're a little bit more wordy because I upload them for you so you can actually have another resource for this class, okay? Make sure you look at all the PowerPoints, watch the lectures that I have. They're not that long. This is probably going to be the longest one. Watch all the lectures, do the discussion, do the participation, and you should be golden. If you have any questions, let me know. You have a great day, and have a good semester. Bye.